In today's video, I will be talking about a major topic around Ink Game. That topic being, is Ink Game dying? As much as I love Ink Game, I can't lie but admit that the game is slowly dying. I'm seeing less players and it hurts because I genuinely like this game. I'm not making this video to hate on Ink Game. I just want to address some of the issues of Ink Game and hopefully maybe have it so that the game can be revived again. So in this video, I want to discuss what is going on with Ink Game and how it can be revived. If you enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Ink Game was one of Roblox's top games in 2025. It was able to pull around 80,000 to 100,000 players daily. What made this game so popular? Ink Game was based on Squid Game, and unlike the other Squid Game experiences, Ink Game had a more polished and hyped start, releasing whenever the final season of Squid Game came out, which helped to gain instant attention and momentum. But recently, the game faces around 30,000 or 40,000 players daily. I mean, look at this chart, it's slowly going down and down. While this is still a big amount of players, it's not much compared to the other games on Roblox or its previous player counts. So what caused Ink Game to slowly start losing players? I still think the game is a great experience at heart, but one of the major reasons why Ink Game is dying because of the update. We all know about the updates with Ink Game. Almost every update on this game has been delayed or came out with issues. Updates constantly getting delayed is not a good look, especially with the most recent one, the Halloween update, coming after Halloween. There's too much time between these updates that the game becomes boring and stale. I play this game almost daily and it does get boring after a while, especially since some of these updates can be underwhelming. Sure, it's a good update, but sometimes it feels like it was rushed or not fully thought out yet. And if this continues with how updates are taking long amounts of time, Ink Game's downfall is certain. Ink Game tried doing an admin abuse event for this Halloween update and I personally think it was good. But others say that was underwhelming or too competitive for an admin abuse event, which I can see. I believe the admin abuse event should be fun for everyone, and I did face the issue of constant fighting during the event, which was a bit annoying but was still fun, and I can see why some people don't like it, as some people aren't as good with PvP. The Halloween update didn't really live up to the hype, and sure, we get a new type of currency with new rewards and new powers, but that's basically it. Didn't change much of the game, and it's still the same under the Halloween decorations. Nothing really new was added that can help benefit the game, like a game mode or something. But this issue, it also creates another reason why Ink Game is dying. Content creators are posting less in-game content because of the lack of updates and new content. I've seen a bunch of in-game content creators slowly stop uploading or moving away from in-game because of some of these issues with the game. Some people that play the game come from watching a content creator play the game. It's pretty sad to see these content creators stop playing Ink Game, but I understand the game is getting a bit stale. Another big reason why Ink Game is seeing low player counts is because of the decreased popularity in Squid Game. The hype for Squid Game has decreased a few months after the final season was released. People are now less interested in Squid Game, which makes games like Ink Game see less popularity. Without the hype of Squid Game, it makes it a bit hard for Ink Game to find its way back to trending again. I do believe it can get back up on the charts without anything like Squid Game related to help support it. But moving on, one thing I also do want to talk about is the community issues. If you've played Ink Game at least a few times, you've probably come across hackers, exploiters, bug abusers, performance issues, and glitches. The game is still playable with some of these issues, but playing a game with a hacker, whether they're good or bad, still usually ruins the experience for most people. Ink Game tried to add an anti-cheat for this, but it's not really good because I've still seen a few hackers here and there. But I do have to say I've seen less of them recently. But the ones that do get by, you would have to report them to the Ink Game's Discord server and record video proof that they're cheating. And some people can't do that in time or don't have the ability to record. And sometimes the anti-cheat can mess up, and it's been known to falsely ban people for getting flung by a hacker or even accidentally lagging. This isn't good because some people can't play the game because they were falsely accused of this anti-cheat. But I do think that the anti-cheat has gotten a bit better with these issues, and I think they'll happen less frequently. But we still have to deal with performance issues, especially with phones. Sometimes Ink Game can still be laggy on phones. I'm not talking about internet lag, but more of the game's performance, and it can be really annoying if you're on a glass bridge and lag and accidentally fall off. And that's happened to me once, unfortunately. I've experienced low frame rates on the game with one of the most recent iPhones, and it makes it less enjoyable. Finally, one of the biggest reasons that Ink Game is dying is because of the players and the matches. I feel like this issue has to be the most addressed, and I'm not sure if there will ever be a solution to this problem. This problem being new players that play the game for the first time. New players that try the game need to learn how to play the game, while there is now new player servers. This doesn't particularly help these new players because after they get 5 wins or decide they want to play normal servers, they are met with players that have max upgrades, some legendary and now more common mythic powers. This makes it difficult to get into the game as these players will face a massive skill gap. It feels almost impossible to compete, which makes it difficult for them to actually get into the game or want to stay. This actually hurts because if you can't get players to continue playing your game will struggle long term. On top of the skill gap, we have these long repetitive matches. I play Ink Game a lot, and these games always feel like they take too long for how short it really feels. I can't describe it well, but I hope you might understand what I'm saying. Not to mention, these rounds are always almost the same, playing the same games and being around 40 minutes long. While there are different players each game, and you can't predict how a match will go, these games get boring quickly if it's the same thing over and over again. And while I understand that all matches could be different in how they play out, the matches just aren't interesting if you keep trying to play with these long match times and repetitive game modes. I know that for a good Roblox game, you need to keep players playing for long amounts of time, but sometimes people don't have enough time to play one game. And if you do play a game and get killed in Glass Bridge, Mingle, or even Sky Squid, you just lost basically 20 to 30 minutes of your time, which makes it really annoying. Ink Game tried solving this problem by giving you a small amount of money when you die, but I personally feel like they took a bit too long to add this. Now, even though Ink Game is facing a decline, I believe it still has a chance to regain some of its popularity, especially with the new upcoming 6-legged pentathlon game, that is, if they don't delay it. This new game mode can get players back to the game and play the new game to try to master and see how it works. They could also change or update some of the previous game modes to make it more interesting. For example, having different maps for hide and seek. Because honestly, I've played this game way too much and I understand the entire layout of the current hide and seek map. And if I'm a hider, I can escape around 90% of the time because I know all possible exit locations. This adds on to the problem of new players struggling because they don't know the layout but other players do. The 6-legged pentathlon update can be an update that helps revive Ink Game, with another being the Rebel rework update, which can change how rebellions work. Looking at this teaser trailer, it seems like how rebellions turn out can be interesting, especially given the scene of a player having the option to betray their friends. Which leads me to speculate, does that mean Ink Game will receive a playable frontman in the future? If so, they need to execute this plan well. If it's done poorly, it can hurt the game even more, but if done right, it can get a good chance of reviving the game. I hope these future updates are at least planned well and do not take at least 2 months to release another update. I understand managing a game is hard, but again, you have to have good updates to have a successful game. And I do appreciate what the Ink Game devs do for the game and how they are trying to make it as fun as possible. I truthfully don't want to see this game fall off because it made me play Roblox way more than I ever did before. But speaking of the Ink Game devs, they have recently been experimenting with Ink Game tournaments and events, and I think this is a good approach. It's not well known at the moment because you have to be in the Ink Game Discord server to know about them, but if they keep doing tournaments like this, it could lead to players wanting to play the game and get better at it so they could win a chance of getting a lot of Robux or something else. But anyways, that would be it for this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, what you think about the Ink Game situation, and what are some of your ideas of how Ink Game can be revived. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I am trying to beat my friend Wezzy in a race to see who can get to 1,000 subs first, so I would appreciate it if you can subscribe. Anyways, hope you had fun watching this video. I hope you have a good day and make sure to always ink it.